In our last video, you saw us at Devil's Tower. Now we're on the way to leave Wyoming, head into South Dakota for more adventures.
Welcome to the Adventure Closet. I'm Liz, and this is Charlie. We are two 80s and 90s kids that never lost their sense of wonder. We're all over the map, exploring wild and abandoned places, discovering rocks, geology, and history of different areas, all while living and traveling in our minivan Opal. I guess you can say our life is a mixtape of adventures. So hop in the van, hit the subscribe button, and let's go somewhere.
We're about to throw down a new state. I'm excited. It's been a while since we've been to a new state.
Yeah.
South Dakota, here we are.
Google just said welcome to South Dakota, but it's turned down a little bit.
Thanks, Google. We're entering the town of Deadwood, South Dakota. So far, South Dakota is gorgeous.
Deadwood, where the Wild West lives.
Oh, the Wild West lives here, guys.
Gosh, this is beautiful.
It's stunning.
Oh.
This is such a cute town.
And the street is bricked.
That is so cool.
So this is the Crazy Horse, it's not a national monument, it's the Crazy Horse monument. It's Crazy Horse Mountain, and it's been they've been working on it for over 70 years. It will be the largest, what is it called? The largest Largest what?
Largest statue? Carving?
It's the largest monument, carved monument in the
Carving.
world. Under construction. And it doesn't look like much has been done since I was here 25 years ago. 25 plus years ago.
It will be, once it's complete, it will be the largest mountain carving ever made.
So down here in this section, there will be a horse's head in that white section.
Oh, that's where the head would be?
Yeah, and then that thing kind of jutting out will be him pointing.
Oh, okay.
And then he's going to have like hair going down the side. It's going to be really cool when it's done, but I mean, 70 years to get this far.
I hate to be that guy, but I don't really see it yet. I kind of expected more, like, it to be more detailed at this point.
Yeah, it was about this detailed when I was here 25 years ago. I don't think those little things going up the side were there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, it's quite an undertaking, so...
And it's $30 to enter just to go see it up closer. You can pay, I think, $125 to go up to the arm, I guess, so you can be kind of right in front of its face. But since we're cheap, we just pulled over on the side of the highway here and are showing you this from here. And Liz has never seen it, so I wanted her to see it as well, so that she has something to compare it to with Mount Rushmore.
Alright, let's go see Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Rushmore we can use our America the Beautiful pass for because it's a national monument. This is not a national monument, so we would have to pay the $30 per vehicle to get in. Now, I'm sure there's a cool museum and other things in there, but it's just not our thing, paying, you know, $30 to see something we can see from here. And this might actually be a better view of it from here, because I think you'd be a little low out that way. But, I mean, to each their own. More than welcome to pay your $30 to go see it up close. But this is as close as I need to see it from. Are you satisfied?
Yeah.
All right. We're easy to please. This is what it's actually going to look like when it's finished. So if you can imagine that on the rock there, with the horse's head and him pointing.
No drone zone, just so you know.
The interesting part about Crazy Horse is, and how it connects to Mount Rushmore, is that they're the same guys that started the project on Mount Rushmore had hired this dude to help, and he worked for them for 19 days, and they were just butting heads all the time. So this dude, who was an artist, he left that project at Mount Rushmore and decided to start the project of Crazy Horse. So it kind of stemmed from the same project.
We're rushing to Mount Rushmore. 9 miles away.
Only a few minutes of daylight left.
Yep. We will be finding camp in the dark tonight. That should be fun. Why is our windshield gotta be so dirty?
Time. You're gonna have to clean it.
Yeah. Too many bugs out here. That's beautiful.
Turn left. It's looking the wrong way. There it is. Let's get a better look, guys.
Alright, so there's Mount Rushmore, guys. Apparently, you cannot use your national park pass to go see Mount Rushmore, which is quite odd. It is $10 to go in a park to see that.
But you can see it right from the road here.
Yep. So we're pulled off on the side of the road, right here, next to this other car. Should probably pull off a little more. And there it is, in all its glory. 4 presidents. Can you name them all?
Jefferson, Washington. Is Adams the third one?
I don't know.
And then who's the other one? There's
Lincoln.
oh yeah, Lincoln. You can't really.
Lincoln's
see him
on the
from
right,
side, of course.
Washington's on the left. So what you guys didn't see was we turned into Mount Rushmore, the gate, and we made an illegal U-turn on federal land. It said no U-turns when he pulled in there, but what they didn't tell you is that the National Park Pass does not cover parking for Mount Rushmore. It's $10 to go park. Now, you may be seeing this for the first time and be like, wow, those guys are super cheap. They drove all the way there. Why didn't they just pay the $10 to go in? Because we like to show you stuff that you can do for free. There's tons of free stuff. Like, we're seeing Mount Rushmore right now for free.
Great view of it.
Yeah. I mean, we're maybe like a quarter mile further than the actual viewpoint of Mount Rushmore. And yeah, there's cars going by, but whatever. I mean, yeah, we're right here on the side of the road through a dirty windshield.
And it's probably worth the $10. Like, they do a lighting ceremony at night.
Yeah, so in about an hour, if we wanted to sit here on the side of the road for an hour, we could see the lighting ceremony.
Yeah, I think there's a few months out of the year they don't do it, but if you're planning a trip, look it up.
Yeah, it might be worth it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we could sit here and wait for the lighting ceremony. It's in an hour, but we also need to find camp.
Yeah, so I think we're just gonna bypass this. We drove by, saw Crazy Horse, and now we saw Mount Rushmore, and now we're gonna continue on our way to the next adventure. But I thought it was kind of rude for them not to give you a U-turn and then tell you when you get up to pay that you have to that you can't use your America the Beautiful pass. Like, they should have told you that before you turned in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jerks.
All right, on to the next adventure. Let's find some camp. It's probably going to be dark.
Yes.
If you already weren't aware, the statues of Mount Rushmore are carved in a sacred mountain called the Six Grandfathers. And the Native Americans were not too happy about that. Yeah, kind of a rude move to take one of their sacred mountains and put our presidents on it. This might be the last big city we see for a while.
And it is big.
It is big. What is it called again? It starts with an R.
I forgot.
I did too. Rapid City.
Rapid City.
Rapid City has a population of 74,000. And it looks like we're hitting the flat part of South Dakota right now, because looking out there is flat. And behind us there's hills where Mount Rushmore was. So, wow. Last time in a big city for a while. Well, we ended up driving another couple hours in the dark and pulled off the side of a highway and just hopped in the bed. I'll show you what it looks like in the morning. If we don't get kicked out before then. But we can't even see any houses from here, so hopefully we're okay.
I think we will be.
Good night.
Good night.
This is where we slept last night. Well, where we tried to sleep last night. We're just south of Faith, South Dakota. And now we're gonna head into Faith. See if we can make some breakfast there. We are at the 45th parallel, halfway between the equator and the North Pole. Just thought this sign would tell you that.
And we're a little early, but there is a free museum here, which would be so cool to go see, but I think we're gonna miss it because they're not open. So this is Sue, the T-Rex, in the town of Faith, South Dakota. The reason Sue is here is she represents the most complete skeletal find of a T-Rex was found like 20 miles north of here or something. So that's how Sue came to life in this town. She's pretty cute. Looks like she's made out of I see old tractor seats, car parts.
On Google, she's called Scrap Metal Sue.
Scrap Metal Sue, yeah. Definitely. Made of random parts. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's very well done.
This is why I love small towns. You just have quirky stuff like this. Just another friendly reminder. Our videos are pretty well behind real time, so this area that we're in right now is probably covered in snow by the time you guys see this. So if you're wondering, that would be why. But we do like you guys to be aware of that, because conditions can change between us filming and the time us being here, so nobody kind of like runs out to go see this cool spot and find that there's like 10 feet of snow.
So it is 65 miles to our next town, and there is no towns on the map in between Faith, and Lemon, which is where we're headed next. It's just kind of crazy to think that it's 65 miles of this.
A lot of land.
It is a lot of land. And it's not like farmed. Like, there's no crops here. Kinda crazy. So, I'll just be leaving this clip on so you guys can sit here and watch the 65 miles with us. This video will be an hour long of just this. Just kidding, we wouldn't put you through that. Still driving. A couple houses here. You know, one thing we noticed last night while we were driving is that there's a lot of houses off the side of the road, but none of them had lights on or looked like people were living there. So I wonder if, like, you know, somebody came in and bought up all this land out here and they're just sitting on it.
Probably.
I mean, it's kind of beautiful here, even though it's kind of flat. I mean, there's hills. Look, see, that's a hill right there. Oh, right there. And then,
yeah.
And then there's like a couple of big ones right there. So,
It's not totally flat.
yeah, it's not totally just flat. It has its own charm.
It does.
I like that it's not just like crops and farmland. It's like, you know, kind of going back to the wild. Starting to grow some sagebrush in here.
It's grasslands.
Yeah. I guess this is the Great Plains, where the buffalo used to roam. You can see all the sedimentary layers right here.
There's probably dinosaurs in there.
Probably. Or petrified wood.
Yeah.
We drove by somebody's house in Faith that had just a ton of petrified wood in the yard. And we're actually headed to a petrified wood park up here. One of the largest in the world.
I'm super excited about this.
And me too. We never even heard about it. We just like... so there's a website called Atlas Obscura, which has strange roadside attractions, listings of museums and stuff. And I looked on it and saw this petrified wood park, and you know, we just happened to be near it. So I say near it, we're driving 65 miles north to get there, but that's near it when you're surrounded by this.
There is always cool stuff to be found outside. Even if you're driving through the flattest areas of the Great Plains, there's always going to be something interesting to be seen. So, you know, take the drive. No matter what people say, just do it.
Grand River National Grasslands.
Yeah, so apparently there is a town here between the last two towns. It's called Shade Hill. I believe this is a reservoir. But we're only 13 miles from the other town, so it was still a good 50 miles before we hit a town. But we saw national grassland.
Yeah, which we've never seen a grassland before.
Yeah.
Official grassland.
And a snowman. What?
Well, that was fun.
Well, that was fun.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye now.
Bye now.